is going to be my peak week video leading up until Oklahoma Showdown. I am going to get my butt in gear and get back on schedule with my videos, especially leading into these last few weeks. I want to be able to kind of do a video a week and then maybe some shorter videos leading up until the week of Olympia. So I had a check-in this morning with Justin. Way hit an all-time low, 125.8 pounds. That's nutso, because one, my last low, or my prep low so far, has been 129 pounds. And the look at that weight was great. Like, I have more tissue than last year. Last year, heading into my peak week for Olympia, I was like 122, 123. On stage, I was 120. So to be still 5 weeks out from the Olympia and I'm 125.8, I got on the scale like 10 times to check. But I will say, hitting that low today, I was feeling it during routine practice. So I'm glad I hit the low. We increased my fats for the day. So I do think that like tomorrow it'll start to lessen the fatigue. I still had a really decent run through. I did a dress rehearsal in my costume just to make sure everything was situated, you know, no malfunctions gonna happen on stage, that kind of thing. I felt good about the run through. It wasn't like quite what I wanted it to be, but considering how I'm feeling, I'm gonna take it as a win, because after that I did cardio, and I was doing cardio on the stairs and I got a little lightheaded, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish up the last 10 minutes on the bike. So I moved to the bike, and then I got to the car and I was like, oh, my blood sugar's low. So I'm on my way home. I'm gonna eat, rest. Just rest is the name of the game for the next 6 days. Crazy. It's peak week, like nuts. I can't believe I'm getting on stage in a week. But at the end of the day, super, super happy that we were able to make the warm-up with all the little kind of setbacks I was having in the beginning. And I don't even necessarily want to say setbacks, like physique-wise. There was never any like cause for concern, but obviously I made a big change this year. We were getting to get in our own rhythm, and then just doing things a little bit differently. Like, I was just growing, and looking back, I can see it, like taking myself like week to week. I was like, my weight's not moving, my weight's not moving, my weight's not moving. And I'm feeling frustrated because it's hard to do fitness skills when you're a little bit heavier. But the look was improving. So now, knowing what I know now, it's like, okay, like I probably was stressing myself out a little bit more than I needed to be. The look was getting better. Everyone around me was just like, you just need to like learn how to flip a little heavier because this is a good look. So I'm glad I kind of worked through that. And then obviously now it's just like the weight's moving anyway. So there's no point in being ready early, but I'm ready for the show. So I can kind of breathe a little easier. And especially just like doing this routine at Oklahoma for me is more so about getting a dry run before the Olympia. Even though it's a little bit watered down from what I plan to do at Olympia, I haven't been on stage in a year. That's a long time for me. Like, I'm used to previous years, you know, the couple years that I did the Arnold, it was like, okay, do the Arnold, do a qualifying show to get to the Olympia, do the Olympia, do the Arnold, do a qualifying show, do the Olympia. And then 2023, I had to do 2 qualifying shows. And then so after the 2023 Olympia, I just decided no more Arnold, because my body was showing up the worst of the year at Olympia, which to me, looking back, was embarrassing. And when you're working that hard and you're just like spinning your wheels, like, I don't know why I was competing all year long. So I feel good about where I'm at. This is the best I've ever looked, without a doubt. No candles can be held to any other look. And I think obviously Justin's played a huge part in that. Like, I can't say enough good things about him as a coach. We're in such a good rhythm. We communicate well. For me at least, you know, I've been doing this for a really long time. It's a collaborative effort. It's not me blindly following. It's, you know, questions. He explains things without even me asking why. And it's just so much easier to like get on board with changes when you already know why. So I think I even told him this morning, well, I told a couple people, but I told him this morning, like, I originally, with this coaching change, like, I had decided I was going to stay where I was, and I had told him, like, post Olympia, I want to make a change. I just need to get through this season. I just feel uneasy about making a change. That was maybe sometime in March. I had decided to stay where I was. And then a couple weeks later, it was just still, like, nagging in my gut that I wasn't in the right place anymore. And it was just getting harder and harder to like go about my daily business without it just like weighing on me. So I finally, it was like Easter weekend. I talked to him on like a Friday. I let him know I was gonna like sleep on it over the weekend and that I was gonna call him Monday. And I don't think he really expected me to call him and be like, let's do this, but that's essentially what happened. Like I knew the place I was at was no longer what was best for me. And I don't want to say, and it's not even, it had nothing to do with like the coaching. Mentally, it was not the best place for me to be anymore. It served me very well for a long time in my career. I have, you know, nothing but respect for my old coach, for that team, for everything that they've built. But I felt like I was in a place where, one, I was being taken for granted. I felt small. And I think as long as I was there, I was never going to mentally get to a place of saying like, I'm going to win the Olympia. And, you know, I'm really working my tail off to make it this year. But if it's not this year, I finally can say like, I feel like I have everything and all of the capabilities that I need to be Miss Fitness Olympia 2025, but if not 2026, you know what I mean? And so he's been so good for like my mental capacity as a competitor. He believes in me a lot, and I'm just so glad that I just decided to like make the jump and make the move, because I think I always see this quote or reel, or I don't even know what it is, but it's like talks about how until the discomfort of where you are is greater than the fear of the change, you're going to stay where you're at, because change is scary. And my fear was greater than my discomfort for a while, but as the discomfort kept growing and I kept having more time to like sit on like the situation, I was so uncomfortable in my day to day. So I just had to get over my fear and make the change, and like physically, like clearly it's paid off. Obviously, I was there for a long time. We laid a lot of really great groundwork, and I can't ever, you know, speak negatively of the years that I spent there, because they served its purpose for me. But in this next stage of my career, I'm so glad that I have Justin on my team, because everyone at my table, everyone at my team, it wants me to win. And I think it's so important that they want me to win more than they want to win, because obviously like they're on my team and like it's a reciprocal thing. But I think there's just, you know, times and places out there, especially when coaches have multiple athletes, they don't care who wins, they care that they win, and that might just not be the best situation. So I'm just so happy. And like I was talking to Jess, my best friend, earlier today, and I was just telling her like how much like I love Justin like for this like phase in my career, because honestly I don't know if I would have mentally gotten to where I need to be. So everything's been good. I had my dress rehearsal, like I had mentioned. It was like good, not great, but I have a lot of fatigue, so I did just kind of send it over to Whitney with like my own notes and just kind of let her know about the fatigue. I feel pretty good that it's good enough to get the job done in Oklahoma. I'm a top 4 Olympian. I don't see anyone beating me in the physique round. And on top of that, this is like a good solid routine. And then I'm just going to post Oklahoma, analyze the crap out of it, and make some, one, I already know upgrades. I'm making costume changes, just all the extra stuff for the performance. So I'm really going to be focusing a lot more on routine post Oklahoma because my physique is there. So it's more about maybe digging down a little bit, but just trying to maintain. And yeah, overall, I'm feeling really good, aside from being a little bit tired. Once I get home and eat, I will feel a lot better. I need to take my dogs for a walk today. It's just kind of overcast here in Dallas. It's 76 degrees, which seems cold, but yeah, that's gonna be today. Tomorrow will be probably doing my last leg day, last heavy cardio session. I have some body work. I need to get my nails done, and I go back and forth between just like keeping it like classic French and then doing something maybe a little fun, a little pizzazz. But either way, I need to get my toes done. White, that's gonna be that situation. And then yeah, just a couple more days of work to get through, some last pump workouts to get through. I need to Epsom salt, I need to ice bath, I need to get in my Normatec boots, just really focusing on recovery more than ever. And then I'm driving to Oklahoma, so I'm gonna bring my Normatec boots with me just so I have them. And it'll be so nice to get in them between prejudging and finals, which feels like kind of a quick turnaround time. Prejudging would be at 10 and then finals are at 4. So if finals are at 4, I'm thinking they're gonna want us there at like 2:33 to warm up. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of feels like a quick turnaround time. So whenever prejudging is over, I need to like hightail it out of there, eat something, relax, and then just kind of lock in for routine. But I took care of that this morning. I uploaded my music, so everything's good to go there. And then, yeah, that's really just gonna be today. And I will see, I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that I grab some stuff, check-ins, just whatever kind of comes up this week. And then I will have this video out before show day. That's my promise. That's what I'm gonna try. So I meant to mention this in my other little video, but I will leave the link in the description. It's also on my Instagram. I currently have a 3-month fitness scholarship application open. It's going to be open until the end of Olympia weekend, and the person will win a 3-month scholarship. So if you know someone, or if you yourself are interested in coaching and have never taken the leap, or you know someone who would be a good candidate, feel free to share the link with them. I essentially am using it as an opportunity to just give back a little bit to someone who's looking to get started and doesn't really know where to start. So I, again, will leave that in the link below, and it's also in my Instagram bio. Sunday, I am 5 days out from Oklahoma Showdown. We are 33 days out from the Olympia. Scarlet, my baby. Yeah, so we are checking in daily this week with Justin, just photos and weight, and if he needs to make any adjustments, he will do so. Today was my last leg day. I am no longer doing any type of like stairs cardio. It's just like elliptical or bike. And we also have started to taper my cardio. So it's only going to be 25 minutes in the morning fasted. So a slight decrease there. Really the goal this week is to just recoup, rest, you know, get a little bit of a pump workout, continue to move my body, but not be heavily fatigued. So I'm super excited just to see how this kind of trial peak week goes. My body's in such a good place, but obviously still we get to have a less pressure peak before Olympia. So our plan is to be not super aggressive with this peak, just kind of test some variables. He can get some data points and just see how my body responds to his typical kind of peak week protocol. Obviously, I've done so many peak weeks, like This is my 9th year competing, but obviously it's going to be my first one with Justin. So I'm glad that we were able to get everything together in a good place for me to be able to hit the stage before Olympia. So I'm feeling really good about that. We did do yesterday, we didn't make any changes to like my proteins or my carbs. We did about double the amount of fats. So my weight was back up this morning to like the low 129s. It was still a good look and still happy with that. But we just needed to like kind of clear out some fatigue. So what we'll do, I assume, is probably kind of slowly increase the carbs and just see how my body's responding. And we will go from there. Today was Sunday, so I did just try to sleep in as long as I could because I know these next couple days are gonna be busy with work and just trying to get ready and on the road and all the things. So slept in, I got up, I went to the gym, I wanted to just get my cardio out of the way. I ended up going to destination. The bathrooms were out of order, so I went over to the Crunch Fitness because I cannot go a workout without using the bathroom. That's impossible. Like when you're drinking 7 liters of water, no. So I did that, and then I did my cardio. I sat in the sauna for just a few minutes, but nothing crazy because obviously now it's like my water is gonna start to decrease. Like not anything crazy, but usually like my protocol is 7 liters of water, but I kind of measure that freely usually. I tend to, I think, go over 7 liters of water. So now I'm just trying to stick to 7 liters of water. So I didn't want to be like in the sauna sweating and make myself like extra thirsty. So I did that. I came home, I walked the dogs, I ate, I had some body work. After that, I ate, I walked the dogs, I went and got my show nails, which I'm super happy about. I think they came out really cute. I don't know if you can see them. I wanted to do something like, French is like so classic for like show day, but like gold matches like my vibe, going for gold. So I kind of just, I found some photos online and then I just was like, I want to do this. So he did a really good job. I'm really, really happy with it. Got home, ate, walked the dogs for the last time. And now I'm probably going to, it is almost 6. I'm going to try to wait till 6, eat my last meal. I'm going to hop in an Epsom salt bath and then probably get in my recovery boots for a little bit. And then I'm going to be off to bed. I got all my errands done, all my appointments done for what I need to be doing. And now the next couple days, I just need to like make a packing list and then pack. And then thankfully I will be driving to Tulsa. So it's about 3.5 hours from Plano, a little bit more than that because it like the show's actually on the north side of Tulsa, and I don't know what it's called, but it's a teeny tiny little town on the other side of Tulsa. So I'll be leaving here Thursday, like midday. I can't check in until 3 p.m. Ketten will be staying back with the dogs. I think for us, it's always just a little bit of a stressor to leave them, and I don't do well. I hate leaving them. So we also have a lot of trips coming up. So he will be coming with me to Olympia, not the whole time, but he will be flying in Thursday to Sunday. And then we're supposed to go to Florida in December. And then our tentative plan is for me to apply to do the Arnold in 2026. So he would come to the Arnold. And then also we have a trip to Italy planned at the end of March. That's 9 days long. So just, he's a police officer. So with those things, it just makes the most sense for him to stay with the dogs. So I will be heading up. I have a couple friends that are going to be making the trip to watch me. So I'm super excited that they will be there and I'll get to spend some time with them and I'll have some people to celebrate. That will be great. Next couple of days, it's really just pump workouts, a little bit of cardio, work, and then I will be just trying to focus a lot on my recovery, keeping my stress low, all that kind of good stuff. And then before we know it, it's going to be show day. So I will continue to grab some clips for you guys over this peak week. And I will probably wrap this video at Athlete Check-ins. Hello, it is Tuesday, peak week. I like to say 3 days out because I don't count the day that I'm currently on. So 3 more days to get through the show. And I'm getting so excited. Like, I'm so glad that I was able to make the warm up just with the injuries that I had earlier this season. I just am like super excited because there's no pressure. This is a 2025 qualifier. I'm already qualified, so there's no real downside for me here. Justin gets to peak me. We're being pretty conservative with the peak, and based on the names on the list, it should be a fairly easy, you know, for prejudging from a physique standpoint, it should be ones across the board. Just from the girls on the list, from where I'm at, I just don't see me not winning prejudging. And that was the goal. Get on stage, test out my new routine, or prejudging my new fitness routine, work out some kinks. I already have ideas of things I want to improve on for the Olympia, and there was already things that I was like planning on changing, upgrades, costume stuff, for Olympia anyway. But I think just getting a performance under my belt is going to show me if there's any holes in the routine that I need to change from a performance standpoint. Right now I'm checking with Justin every day, like twice a day. So what we're doing is morning, I send him my weight, I send him my photos, and then he wanted photos after a few meals, after training in the posing room at destination. So it kind of gives him 2 different lightings, 2 different looks, like me with a little bit more food and water. So he kind of has a better idea of where everything's at, which is great. I think especially since Oklahoma's a small show, we're being conservative. It's even given me some like, holy shit. Like the photo, I'll plop it here, that I sent him today, I looked at that and I was just like, I cannot believe that that's my body and that's what I look like right now. And it's exciting. Like, this is the best I've ever been, and we still have 4.5 more weeks till the Olympia. So really this week is great because, it's peak week. We're clearing the fatigue. We're pulling back on training. We're pulling back on cardio. We're increasing food a little bit. My body gets a little reset. And then from there, I'm gonna, we'll manipulate some water and add in some more food. I'll get a couple meals in me. I'll perform. And then it's just back to business, but less fatigued, not super dehydrated because we're not doing anything crazy with water, and data and information to dig through the next 4 weeks. So to me, no matter the outcome of the show, this is a very much like win-win-win situation of data, clearing the fatigue, getting some rest, getting some food in, and then knowing what to do the next 4 weeks. 4 weeks to show, so 3 weeks before peak week. That all's been good. I mean, I'm done with legs. Monday was I did a little bit of back, 25 minutes of cardio. Today was shoulders, 25 minutes of cardio. And then that's basically what I'll do up until I leave. So it'll be like back tomorrow, shoulders. Nothing crazy. I'm just training for about 30 minutes, move the food into the muscle, make sure it's just getting absorbed and all that good stuff. And then a little bit of cardio for just some light movement. He wants it on the elliptical or the bike, nothing crazy. Again, we're being very conscious of making sure I'm not fatigued. Energy's still low, and that's just, we're slowly increasing my food, nothing crazy, more food, but it's just kind of the name of the game in peak week. It's almost like once you start pulling, you're pulling stimulants out, you're drinking less caffeine, you're not using artificials, all of those things that kind of help you get through the day to day, your energy just is like, woo! So I do think after another day or so, I think we'll start bumping up my food a little bit more. I'm not going to have work. And I think that will all help just kind of like de-stress me. So today, the rest of today, I'm going to go home. I'm going to eat. I'm going to walk my dogs. 1 more meal after that. And then probably get in an Epsom salt bath and just exfoliate. I need to continue to exfoliate my skin today and tomorrow. And then I'll start my tan tomorrow. And then I will be leaving on Thursday for Tulsa on Wasso. I think is actually where the show is. But it's on the north side of Tulsa. And I'm excited. My best friend Augustina is coming. She'll be driving up Friday. And then my friend Sarah is coming to the show as well. So I'm excited just to have a couple, you know, friends there that are willing to make the drive, to watch me. And that makes me feel special. Obviously, just when people take time out of their day to support you and they, you know, go out of their way to support you, like it's not something that's just an hour or like 30 minutes down the road. They have to get in their car and it's, you know, 3.5 hours away. So I'm super excited just to have a couple people. And there's only 5 girls in this show, which is, I mean, I think it's the first year this has been a show, but it's a decent turnout considering Arizona is the same day and it has 6 girls. And then there's a show in Germany, which is technically Sunday, but it will be the same day, I think, with the time difference. And that one has like 8 girls. So across the board, I'm like, numbers aren't bad. Like, what is that? 17 girls, 18 girls, no, 19 girls competing in one weekend. Like, for fitness, that's great. And I think if there was one show, we would have had a big turnout, especially since it's the last qualifying weekend. Justin's really happy with where my physique's at. Me and Whitney were happy with the routine run through, costume, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do need to start packing. I just haven't been stressed about packing because I'm driving. So if I overpack, it's fine. If I underpack, I'll have my car, I can go get something. I just need to make sure I have my show stuff. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at so far for peak week. Everything is going pretty well. No complaints on my end, and I will keep you updated. It is Wednesday. I have one more sleep at home before I hit the road for Tulsa. I have one more workout and cardio at home. I'm going to go to Destination today to do that. I think I'm just going to use my apartment gym tomorrow. Once I wake up, we'll get a little blood flow, some pumping, whatever. I'm in the process of packing, so everything is everywhere. We got my suitcase, my toiletries in the process. Show day bag was number 1 because can't get on stage without all my stuff. Costume, suit, backup. I always like to bring a backup suit just in case. And I still need to plop my heels in there. My trophies. But I need to take photos for Justin still. So those will be last on the list. I'm going to plop in my backup heels just to have them. I'll bring my scale, that kind of stuff. I feel mostly packed, which is fine. And then moving on into the kitchen, I'm just trying to operate in chaos here. Just air frying some fish. I'm going to plop in some chicken now, and I have some rice cooking. So because I'm doing macros, I'm not going to portion that many things out. I'm just trying to have a bunch of food ready to take with me. And then Kenton will grab me some more fish. And then I always like to travel with like a little travel skillet. They're not approved in hotel rooms, but if you're careful, it's fine. I just make sure to put it away if housekeeping is going to be coming in. And then I'm mostly good to go with cooking. As long as I have enough food, I will get through Thursday, see where my food's at. If I need to go to the store, good news is I will have my car and I can grab some more things. I will also just get some snacks, some fun snacks. Once I get there, muffins. I've been thinking about muffins for a minute. So I'm going to try to get that done. I'm just trying to wait a little bit longer before I go to train because I want to eat one more time. We did increase my carbs another 25 grams today and another 10 grams of fat. So I wanted to have an extra, at least one more meal in me before I go train. And then I'm going to come home and do another Epsom salt bath. I will exfoliate, and then it will be coat 1 of tan for me. So I'm going to start my tan tonight, and then in the morning, post cardio, post training, I'll rinse and just continue that process through Friday. And yeah, it is crazy. I cannot believe it's Wednesday. 3 more sleeps, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then it's show day. I also got the drafts back for my shirt, for my Olympia shirt. I love it. It's different than what I had originally proposed, but I had just given them some, like a general idea of what I was looking for. And they just kind of have to tweak it based on the resolution of the photos that I gave them, and then also just what they're going to be able to print. So we are going to print them on black shirts, and they're all in stock. So I will be I won't be able to travel with 100 shirts, but I'm hoping maybe some people will buy them ahead of time. Some people in Pennsylvania I can ship them to, and then I will have them at my Olympia table, and then Kenton can actually bring me some shirts in a suitcase too. But I'm so, so excited. This is the first year I've done a shirt, and it's for Olympia, but it's not super specific. So if I have any left over, I plan to bring them with me to the Arnold. So it's just crazy. I can't believe it. Olympia is going to be in 4.5 weeks. So really just going to get through this weekend first, just clear the dust off. And I feel really at peace this week, which I haven't felt this way, I don't think, ever leading into a show. Like, last year was definitely my best mentally so far, but like this week tops it. Like, the vibe's immaculate. It's a no pressure situation. Like I kind of mentioned before, yes, I want to win. Yes, I'm doing everything I can to win, but if that's not the outcome, that's okay. And then I basically get my homework done before Olympia. And I'm glad there's not like a live, there's no pay-per-view for this show. So I just need to go do my thing. And as long as I do my thing at my best ability, I think I will be walking away with another pro win, I hope. And if not, that's okay too. It's someone else's day. And then I think I mentioned we're planning a trip to Italy. Kenton went through and like tabbed the hell out of this book. And then I was looking through it because I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can start looking through it. This man was tabbing cities we're not even going to. So if you've ever been to Italy, we're planning to do Florence, Venice, Rome. If you have any suggestions, drop them in a comment. I have made it to Oklahoma. It is like 6 o'clock here. I am tired. I just got here, well, a little while ago. So I left DFW around 12:30, and it was like a little less than 4-hour drive. I made pretty good time. It's like 3 hours and 50 minutes or something like that. I did stop at a gas station to just use the bathroom, use a microwave to eat my food, and then just sat in the parking lot and ate, and then got back on the road. Straight shot, super easy. I hit a little bit of traffic once I got here, just that time of the day, but I got checked in, I got all my stuff in the room, I ate one more time, and then I went out for just a little hot girl walk in the parking lot. I'm actually really close to like an Academy Sports and a Target, and there's an IHOP. So I just did that. I am going to check in with Justin. Maybe I'll plop those here just to see how I'm looking today. We did increase my food a little bit more, pulled back on cardio, pulled back on steps. Yeah, so once I check in with him, I'm gonna eat one more time, do a coat of tan, and then chill. I'm pretty tired, so I'm hoping to just get to bed early and just go to sleep, set no alarm, just see when I wake up, and take tomorrow as it comes. Check in with him in the morning and go from there. I expect to be chilling out most of the day, just doing a whole lot of nothing, and just maybe do a little bit of work. And then I didn't realize that check-ins aren't tomorrow. They're on Saturday morning. I don't think I've ever done a show where check-ins are the day of the show. So I guess I have all day tomorrow to do nothing and enjoy it. I mean, I'll need to do a couple things. I need to confirm when my makeup appointment's gonna be. I need to do another coat of tan, and that's really it. But I'm going to try to get this uploaded so that tomorrow I can put out my video. Happy one day out. So we are here on the other side of Tulsa on Wasso. I woke up this morning at like 4 a.m. and I was just like, I guess I'm up. But I just tried to stay in bed and relax, and I ended up being able to doze back off for a little bit. So I checked in with Justin this morning. I was back down to like 126.2, I believe. So happy about that. Some of the water is just coming off. Tan looks pretty good. I'm gonna rinse this off before check-ins, and then I'll do another coat tonight. But I feel pretty dark, which was nice because I had a nice base coat. So this morning I sent him my check-ins and just kind of waited to hear back from him. We increased my carbs and my fats and just lowered my protein, lowered my water for the day. So I'll be a thirsty girl. Human raisin. So I ate meal 1, and then I got in my recovery boots for a while and started editing, doing some emails, paying some bills, that kind of stuff. And then I decided to eat meal 2 because he wanted to do check-ins 90 minutes after meal 2, 3, and 4. So I decided to eat, and then I got changed. I went over, there's a Target over here, so I went to just go get some like Gatorade, Sleep Aid. I wanted like a Tide pen and like wet wipes kind of stuff, just stuff to have around the room. I like to tidy up as I go so that it's just not a bunch of stuff to deal with at the end. Just especially since I came by myself and I'm going to be packing up my car, I try to make it easier on myself and like get rid of trash along the way, clean up along the way, organize stuff, just kind of every day that I'm here so that it gets a little bit easier at the end to get on the road in the morning. So I did that. He also told me that he wanted me to get alcohol. So I went to the liquor store, which you can't buy liquor in a grocery store, so I had to go to a separate store and get this little bottle of Tito's. And I know you can buy airplane bottles, but when you're looking at being cost effective, airplane bottles, like per little thing, is just a crazy price. So I went ahead and just bought that. I almost got like this 750 milliliters, and I was just like, I'm gonna have this around forever. That was still a better price, but whatever. And I just got that one. But he said we'll do a little bit tonight, a little bit probably tomorrow morning. Never done that before, but feels illegal, but okay. So I just went and did that. I came back. They were actually setting up downstairs for check-ins later today. So I met one of the operations directors for NPC Oklahoma. And then I just came up to my room and started tidying up a little bit. Augustina's gonna get here tonight, kind of middle of the night. So all my stuff was on that bed. So I went ahead and just started like trying to put some of my stuff away, put that luggage away, clean up the bathroom a little bit. I'm sure I'll clean up a little bit more as the day progresses, but just kind of wanted to start so it's not a bunch of stuff to do later. So I'm probably in just a few minutes going to send Justin some photos to check in with him, and then I will be on to meal 3. Okay, I'm going to wrap this peak week video here with my curlers intact. My tan is on. I have one more meal to eat. We feel pretty good with where my physique is at. I cannot believe show day is tomorrow. I'm so excited. Just get on stage, shake the dust off. I feel really good about the physique, and I'm excited to like showcase my new routine. It's a little different for me. There's some good judges here, so it's good to get some feedback before the Olympia. There's gonna be 5 of us. I am 1:16 tomorrow on stage, and my makeup's at 7:30, so it's a little bit of a slow morning for me compared to normal. I'm gonna try to sleep until like 6:30. Yeah, but thank you guys so much for following along. It is almost show day.